Good evening, everybody, and welcome to your podcast, Mind the Time. I am joined, as always, by two great people by my side, Brandy Mahan.
Hello, everybody.
How are you, Brandy?
All good, hey. Glad to be here. A lot better shape than I was in last week.
You were a wee bit fragile last week, God love you.
A big bit fragile.
A big bit fragile.
A big bit, massive bit.
But you've got over that hangover and all now.
Just about.
Good man. And what about you, Sean Kelly? What is the crack?
All good. Everything's good. How are you?
I'm alright there. Can't complain. It's the middle of the week. Not even the middle of the week yet.
It's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday. Long way to go to the weekend. But sure, do you know what? We're fighting fit.
That's it.
And we have a very special guest here today. We have, of course, a stand-up comedian, Leeann Toland. How are you, Leeann?
Woo.
Welcome.
Welcome.
I'm fine. I just remembered the bins go out tonight.
Oh, Jesus.
The black bin, I think. But apart from that, I'm fine.
Apart from the bin,
Is yours the same night as
No,
mine?
mine's Monday night, but I had a wee panic there whenever you said it, even though I put mine out last night.
I was going to say this can be a reminder to everyone, but it's obviously not going out tonight. But whenever this goes out, people should always be thinking about their bins.
Yeah.
What the next call is and when's the next day. I missed my black bin pick up 2 weeks ago, and I swear to God, it was one of the worst fucking things ever, hey?
It's not nice.
No, it's not.
I must remember. That reminds me to bring my bin back in tonight, because it's still sitting blocking the path in Fountain Hill.
It's always useful.
Yeah. Do you ever have to chase after the bin lorry with your bin?
No. I've never up that early.
I heard the bin men coming that last day, and we were lying in bed, and I was like literally like 6:30 in the morning, and they're normally not there, they're about 7:30, but the one fucking time I don't leave it out, they were there at 6:30, and I heard like and I was like, Jesus. And a wee split second I was like, I'm gonna get up and like run down in like my boxers or whatever and just run out, but then I didn't.
Did you do that wee sure we'll get away with it for another 2 weeks?
Fuck it,
just stand on it.
And then we started, so about 4 times in the space of a week I just went down to the dump with like a single bin bag. So no.
Are you not recycling?
No, this was my black bin.
All right, Sean.
That's
Jesus
what I mean,
Christ.
You throwing your recyclables in the black?
No, I didn't do that. No, it's illegal.
Right.
It's against the law.
I'm going over to check.
So anyway, that's bins covered. That's bins in 2003.
Like, it's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your bins are?
I love the fear that it brings up in people, though.
It's a sensitive subject.
It is.
It's something I'm very passionate about.
So
fucking Bin Laden.
Speaking of great things, Leeann, you've got a stand-up special coming out.
Yes, on the 28th of this month, on the 28th of March in Brickwork.
And the 30th of March in the Black Box in Belfast.
Yes, and on the 4th.
And the 4th of April in Spirit Store Dundalk.
It's a good job you wrote that one down.
That's amazing. That's class. That's a lovely 3 gigs there now.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a double one sorted, but then that'll be it.
Oh, that's it then.
I think so. Yeah, it wouldn't be.
See how it goes.
You never know.
Just put an end to it too quickly.
No, that's it.
I love the name of it.
Thranifesto.
Thranifesto.
Very good.
Isn't it class?
That is.
So everybody out there, get your tickets. We've a lot of local stand-up comedy shows, specials coming up this year. And everybody just get tickets and go to it. And
just
get out
for
and
the
support.
benefit of the people listening, where do you get tickets?
That's a good question.
Online?
Yeah, online.
Leeann loves the marketing side of stand-up.
Just figure out how to get them and get them.
Solve. It's on my Facebook and Instagram, so follow me at Leeann Toland on Facebook and Instagram, and then the tickets will be there.
There you go.
And get your tickets through there. So it's going to be a cracker night, and I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Leeann, you have chosen the year 2003 as your year.
Yeah.
Cool. What was crack with 2003? Was there anything big happen that year that you were like, do you know what, I want 2003?
Well, no,
or was it slim pickings?
2008 was already picked, and then so was 2002. So then I went, I'll just go 2003 because I didn't have a lot of time to think about it. So I would have been like 11 or 12 in the 5th and 6th class around this time. So it's like very much the end of being like a kid and then the beginning of being like a tween teen.
Ah, brilliant. So what class did you say you were in? You were coming out of like
5th and 6th I would have been in.
Okay. I'm not too sure with those.
Those are the last 2 years of primary school in the south.
Yeah, get it now.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were coming out of primary school.
Our version of P7, basically.
Yes.
Something like that.
Yeah, whatever age you start when you start 11 and 12.
But yeah, usually 11 or 12.
Sorry.
That's all right. I was just a bit smart.
Oh, yeah, because age 11 in the south is actually age 12 in the north. Yeah.
You go up a year when you come over the border.
Yeah.
So 2003, well, we run through a couple of wee things that happened in 2003.
Lay it on me.
So the big thing in 2003 was the war in Iraq.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Where the Americans and the Brits come up with a wee thing that there was weapons of mass destruction there, and
WMDs
affect everything, and went in and killed an awful lot of people.
They did.
And got away with it,
As they do.
So there was massive protests around the world. There was 10 million people come out to protest in one day.
God.
There was protests in Belfast, Dublin, Derry. There was 30,000 people in Belfast, about 10,000 people in Derry. Everybody coming out to say it was wrong and make their voice be known. Other things that was happening. Does anybody have anything they want to add to that, actually?
Funny. Sorry, go ahead.
No, when I was looking it up last night about all the different, conflicts and wars and everything that were happening, that was the only one that I remember, because I guess the rest of the countries I wouldn't have. I can't even remember everything else that was happening in the world. But when I was that age, that's what it was about. It was just America and Iraq and Britain. That's it. And everybody knew who Saddam Hussein was.
Yeah.
And Osama bin Laden. They were nearly like bogeymen for kids when I was that age.
And let's not sugarcoat it. Saddam Hussein was a horrible cunt as well. No doubt about that. There was many innocent person was killed in Iraq was the problem. I remember watching it on the TV, and I remember the whole thing with the weapons of mass destruction. At first it was like, oh my God, he has to be stopped. And then people quickly started to realize that they just wanted their oil.
Yeah.
So yeah, fuck them.
America can have been proven to be pretty massively destructive in their time as well.
They certainly can. George Bush is a fucking weapon.
Also, yeah, he would have been president during this time in America, right?
He was president during that time, yeah. Tony Blair was Prime Minister.
Bertie Ahern was Taoiseach.
Bertie Ahern was the Taoiseach. Yeah.
Mary McAleese was president.
And Mary McAleese, lovely person, Mary McAleese. I met her on a few occasions.
I met her once, and I don't really remember. It's a good story, that.
It is. Mine's is something similar, to be honest with you. No, I met her in Carrick-on-Shannon. She had a house there. I was living in Carrick-on-Shannon.
Oh.
And we had a good old conversation. She heard my northern accent and was very interested in where I was from. And then about 2 months later, she came in with her husband, Brendan, and come over and introduced them to me and stuff.
Right.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Best muckers with Mary McAleese and Brendan.
Me and Mez. Me and Mez, best muckers.
Like Brandy.
Like Brandy. Aye, good stuff.
Nice one.
Let me see what else was happening in the year 2003. A lot of Baghdad falls to the US. They basically went in and ripped it apart. Space Shuttle Columbia disintegrates during its re-entry in the Earth's atmosphere. It's also a big thing at the time. There seems to be a wild lot of space stuff that I cover, isn't there?
Yeah.
Space, there's always something going on up there.
There's always something going on.
There is, to be fair.
If you were offered, would you go into space?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I'd probably die immediately. I'm not fit enough to be in space. But it's just for the crack,
we're never going to get the opportunity to see.
What a way to go.
What a way to go.
I always wonder too, because, when you're at school, they teach you that on the planet, there's not a drop more of water than there was 6,000 years ago or whatever. There's always the same amount of water. But it's not different now that people go to space. Cause,
do they bring some with them?
Yeah, because, if they're up there, the condensation, does some of it not get outside of it? Or do they bring all their waste back? Or does it get thrown out into... There must be a few droplets.
There must be, just hanging about in space.
They've definitely missed a drop, since
That's
then.
some heavy shit.
Never must be space rain,
So I think we're going to ring NASA and find out.
Where are those missing droplets?
Yeah, we missed them droplets.
Never mind going to Mars.
What about you guys? If you were offered a trip to...
Apparently, if there was a road to space, I read this recently, if there was a road directly from here to space, and it would only take you an hour,
60 mile an
hour driving for an hour, and you would be in space.
Yeah,
it's pretty mad.
So close,
But I know I would go up for the crack, see what was happening. If there was no crack, I'd just come home again. Just be like, any parties up here now?
See, that was my question. Is it one way, or can you come back?
No, I think you come back, guy.
100%.
It depends what you want. If you want to stay there, you can, Sean.
No,
Nobody's
but I would like to
forcing
get
you
up
come
there.
back. Let's just get these podcasts finished first. Like, if
I'd like to get up there and wave down.
We'll do our last episode
100%.
from space, will we? He's heard it here first. Let's make out the mission.
There's this thing in space that a psychological thing that astronauts get is the overview effect. And it really plays on them when they get back to Earth. So it's seeing the Earth of what it is, just a wee dot, and just the harshness of space around it. And you can see the wee veil of the ozone there, just keeping all that madness out. And it has such a profound effect on people. And then they come back to Earth a bit scarred.
In what way? Like, and what do you mean? What's the problem when they come back?
Well, the problem is seeing it for what, like when we're on the globe itself, we see it.
So when they come back, they feel like nothing really matters, and this world is
Pretty much, there's a lot of that, and it could end like that.
I don't need to go to space to be existentialist.
You've got that sorted on Earth, Leann.
Yeah. No, but it must be weird because we're not really meant to see Earth from that angle.
Yeah.
Like we're not.
No,
it's a bit much.
Yeah, it's not something that's been programmed into us over.
I feel like that when I'm on planes. Sometimes you just be looking over, going, "I shouldn't be seeing this."
Yeah,
you know, just a wee bit. But then you go, "Oh, maybe like this is what happened if I like commandeered a big bird. Maybe someone's seen this before." I don't know. I'm trying to think of the biggest bird that flies. Is it like an eagle?
A golden eagle, maybe.
Pigeon.
No, but do you think you could? I don't think a golden eagle could support the weight of a human.
No,
it can support the weight of a small child.
Yes, you never know. Like, I wonder if there was ever like a small child like 3,000 years ago that got plucked and like seen. They wouldn't be able to report. They would have died, but
yeah,
they would have got quite a view before they got eaten.
But did you ever see the falcons or the eagles or something that can pick up sheep?
Oh,
you ever see those fuckers?
Eagles,
like
some
they
of
come
the eagles
down.
are, the harpy eagle is meant to be like, I think, the biggest eagle in the world. You want to see the size of them things?
You would just need 2 of them with strings.
Yeah.
No, seriously. Just do it. Be like a parachute.
That'd be fucking class. Let's try it.
Or like your man Buckbeak from
Just
Harry
dress.
Potter.
You'd have to dress up as a sheep, lure them down, and then just.
We're coming up with great plans here.
all to go up.
All to go up. Yeah.
I'm going up Mount
Up and
Errigal, am
away.
I?
Are you actually?
No.
The next season, you can go underwater
Yeah, we'll
That's
go
right.
down.
to the Earth's
We'll delve
core.
deep.
I think it's only about 7 miles down to the deepest point of Mariana
Is it
Trench. So, like, yeah, we could do that as well.
7 miles.
Something like that. Yeah.
Maybe 10k run.
I think I'd actually be less scared going to space than I would be going really far underwater.
Oh,
I'm
see,
terrified of the ocean.
100%.
Terrified.
Yeah. And then see some of the fucking creatures that's down there as well. Like, they're discovering them all the time now. They are like something out of
Things
a
that
horror movie. or a sci-fi
have never
movie,
seen
yeah.
the light of day.
Yeah.
And like, do you ever see them, even in like Finding Nemo? Do you ever see Finding Nemo? They got that fish that has like a big thing hanging from a big shiny thing from its
The
antenna.
anglerfish.
They like attract things and be like, ooh, and then it just eats them.
And it just is. I know. It's mental. Okay, well, we'll leave space again for a wee minute. Actually, that makes a good link. MySpace was launched in 2003.
Oh, you love that,
Oh,
didn't
was
you?
it?
Do you like that?
I did not know that. I never had MySpace.
I never had MySpace either.
No.
I'm not even quite sure what MySpace is.
It's early Facebook, isn't it?
Yeah, it was just like a social media
It's
platform.
kind of the first one. It was
Okay.
before Bebo.
Was it before Bebo?
It would have been
Bebo apparently was only a European thing as well, because if you mention Bebo to like North Americans, they don't know what you're on about.
Oh,
Don't know what you're talking
you don't know what these are missing, folks.
It's like that and
It was
Crazy
class.
Frog. I don't think they got that either.
No, I thought Crazy Frog was a wee foreign, didn't I?
I think he might have got around later, but I think initially it was just a European thing. I always
Aren't we lucky?
associate Bebo with Crazy Frog. for
Do
some
you?
reason. It's like someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they never made it over the ocean.
Hi, do you know what? If they had a big eagle, they left them over, they would have.
That's it.
You know?
Skype was launched in 2003 also.
Skype.
Oh, well.
Skype became such a important thing over lockdown.
She's called Zoom now, isn't it? Or is that
I suppose it
something
was
different?
Zoom. Skype was the same as Zoom, wasn't it?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's more Zoom was before the pandemic happened, more for use for business meetings because of all like the multiple screens. But it's weird. Skype never really like kind of took off from the lockdown, but Zoom,
Yeah.
whoever had stocks in Zoom must have been like, thank you, Jesus.
Yeah.
Happy
After
days,
that
I know.
happened.
Excuse me.
iTunes store opened. So this was after a couple of years of everybody being illegally downloading tunes. And then you were able to buy them for the first time.
And I think it actually started as a legal version of Napster. Do you remember Napster back in like the late 90s, early 2000s?
I remember
whatever?
Napster.
It was like an illegal downloading platform.
Yeah.
I read that they released a legal version of Napster in 2003 where you could buy songs for 99p each, or you could pay listen to unlimited music for $9.99 for a year.
So that must have been why Apple come along then and said we're going to
take that and
we want
make it
that
better.
there. So apparently everybody was very skeptical and they thought this will never take off, and then they sold like 10 million albums in the first 4 months.
Yeah, artists didn't really see much of the money.
They didn't see nothing. They might have got
Still don't.
Pence.
cup of tea out of it maybe.
And now it's just Spotify's taking over again.
Yeah.
Do people still use iTunes a lot?
I suppose Apple people would.
Apple heads.
Apple heads,
right
aye.
enough.
Where just on the 2003, where were we all in 2003? So you were just finishing
I would have been
primary.
Yeah, primary school in Carrigan's.
In Carrigan's.
And then I think we moved to Burt later in that year. For a little while.
Yeah. So Carrigan's, I love Carrigan's. Lovely wee place.
It is.
Sorry. Don't be screwing news up. Martha and Denzel could be listening to your good friends.
I'm from there. I'm allowed to say that.
I suppose you are.
The one person who's allowed to slag it. It's fine. It's grand. Hi, Carrigans. I didn't even grow up, and we grew up on the outskirts anyway.
Oh, okay. Wee country girl.
Yeah.
Ah, cool.
From the bottom of a hill.
You should move now to the top of the hill. And you can call your memoir From the Bottom of the Hill to the Top of the Hill.
It's funny. We didn't have a number outside our door. That's how country we were. And I remember we had to pick one when I was a kid, and my dad made me pick one. I picked 6 because I was 6 at the time. I was really creative. And then recently, like a few years ago, I met a postman in Letterkenny that was a friend of a friend, and that was the area he did. And then we got talking about that house, and he goes, I always wondered why that was called 6. And I was like, that was me.
I'm surprised you didn't go for like 6,403 or something.
I mean, I don't think
you weren't as okay. Yeah,
I don't think we could afford the extra.
I know it's a wild lot of letters to be putting up.
But yeah, we were the first house on it, but we were 6.
Just to confuse them.
Yeah.
Brandy, where were you in 2003?
I was 12.
You were 12 years
Coming
old.
13.
Jeez,
would have been about the same age. I was finishing P7 and going on the first year, I think.
Uh-huh.
Would it have been? I don't know.
You would have been first year going on the second, though, that age.
Maybe. I think 2002, I think I started first year, so it would make sense. I was back into my skateboarding back then. Well, more so in primary school.
Really?
I was a
I
big
didn't
skater.
know you were a skater.
Oh, I loved it.
Skater boy.
I was very good at it too. But then when I got into first year, I kind of stopped it because it wasn't cool. And I was you're obviously terrified to not be cool in school.
Yeah. So was that when skateboards stopped being cool?
Pretty much, yeah. Well, no, they started being cool again about a few years later.
Okay.
But there was a wee 2-3 year. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe I was just too scared to be different anyway.
Yeah.
But I was always like skateboarding and like loved playing football and all this other crack. And just being a 12-year-old wee boy, I don't think I was up to quite much, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
When was Tony Hawk's out again? Did we cover that, didn't we? Tony Hawk's.
I was mad into the games.
Yeah.
I was mad into the games.
Is that what made it cool again?
I actually bought the remake of the first 2 games recently for the Xbox. Still class.
Yeah.
So that's might start skating again. Although I'm glad I was going to say I miss it and I regret stopping, but I don't, because when you're like P7, you've no fear of getting like hurt, but it's so fucking dangerous. Like I remember one time flying, I developed this skill, or so I thought, that I could do a kickflip going really, really fast. So I'd like fly down this hill and then do a really quick kickflip and land and just keep rolling. I did it like 10 times on my own, and then I was all right, going to show these boys now. So I was all the way mates, we see, and I fly down this hill and do a really quick kickflip and just keep going. And of course, when I went to show everybody, I did a kickflip and a board flipped round too much, and I landed and just face planted into the ground and like whacked the head off of concrete. And my mate, we were outside my mate's house, so my mate's ma must have seen it or whatever and came running around screaming. And was like, Jesus, you're right. And came and brought me on their house, and I was like lying on her sofa with a bag of peas in my head and all. So that's when I had the
that's a good time to stop.
Hung up my board then, because I would have died. But that's basically.
You've nothing to lose now. Bring it out again.
I might.
I've got a skateboard.
If I'm ever like at a party or something in somebody's house and there's a skateboard there, I always
down the stairs.
But you nearly die when you're about 30 odd. It's not cute anymore. You're just like, no, I'm going to break my leg.
Yeah, no.
So no, sacked it.
I had a snake board. Do you remember those?
That sounds familiar. What was the snake board again?
Yeah.
Was it like
The
two
one I
different
had
foot-
was
two different
called
feet?
it's called a sidewinder.
Aye.
So you kind of had to move your hips and sort of do this.
I do remember them.
But funny say that I bought a snakeboard again about 3 years ago, and I went out in it once in the quay. But I swear to God, one fucking pebble and you're off it.
You're exactly.
So, and I nearly broke my wrist, and I landed my wrist, and I was all, oh fuck, after the art. So I haven't been on it
not
since.
worth it.
No, not worth it. Spicy bit an artist, Sean.
So
No.
We do art.
I could be ambidextrous and just
Yeah. Oh, unless you break your two hands, then you're fucked. You'll have to go all Christy Brown on it.
I'll use my feet. Use my mouth.
Learn to do art with your mouth.
Yeah. Leanne, were you ever into skateboarding?
No.
No.
I tried once. I think I was on for 3.5 seconds and I went, nope, never again. That's it.
I'm done.
No, that's it.
That is quite scary now.
I'm not the most coordinated person. So, yeah.
I find things that get scarier being tall.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because it
Further
adds
they
another
fall.
couple inches.
You
And like,
further they fall.
start getting nosebleeds and all. I'm not
no.
too tall.
That makes
too
sense.
high, yeah.
Not made for you.
No, I'm not made for skateboarding.
We used to actually climb over the fence of the Derry courthouse when they were closed and do like jumps down the steps and all and get chased away. And under the basically any building in Derry you shouldn't have been in. We were in primary schools on weekends, the council offices, the courthouse. We used to always go into them and get
It
chased.
seems a very skater thing to do.
Oh, aye.
The Foyleside car park. Do you ever? We used to go
No,
in there.
never went in there.
You would have got chased too, like, but you just wanted to go round
round the big
house,
things.
Yeah.
No, I get that. No, I never did that now. I might tomorrow. See the crack.
Is it a thing when people are doing tricks and stuff that if anybody's watching, like you said, that the tricks don't work? Because I always see people in around like Guildhall Square now,
And they're all shite.
and like, hi, I'm not sliding them because
No.
they're learning something.
Oh, I know what you
and
mean.
It takes a while.
Oh,
but
it's like anything.
it's always the go Marty, big flip, and he just falls in his hole every time. Now.
Or
But
maybe
hey-
you're just remembering the times that he falls or
Exactly.
something. But I know what you mean. It does feel that way.
But again, they're practicing.
Hang out
There's
there
gonna
for
be a-
Yeah.
hang out there for an hour and then tell me
yeah.
they're shite.
and then get arrested for hanging out watching kids. Yeah. So social website Second Life was launched. Did anybody Second Life?
Never heard it.
The only reason why I know about it's the US Office. Do you remember Dwight had a Second Life character, and then Jim went on there
It
as
was like
well?
it was like Sims kind of where
Aye.
you had this second life.
So apparently it was-
aptly named.
Apparently it was a big thing, but I don't remember. it.
No, I'd never really.
I
No, the
think I
way.
remember hearing about it.
Maybe it didn't make it over to this side of the Atlantic.
That's what I was going
Yeah.
to say. Leanne was saying about how Bebo never made it over there. Second Life probably never made it over here.
We should have done a wee swapsies.
I'll
swap
give
your
you Bebo for a week if you give me Second Life for a week.
No, don't give them people. Give them Crazy Fucking Frog.
Yeah.
Now they can keep him. I don't want him back after a week. Meep, meep. And then remember they did the Knight Rider one? It was like dun 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 dun.
No, it's that Axel
Beverly
Foley.
Hilltop.
Sorry, what did I say? Knight Rider?
Knight
What's
Rider.
Knight Rider? I don't know.
Oh fuck! Did they destroy that?
No, I want to remember the Knight Rider theme tune.
So do I,
It's
but
not,
I'm not
it's not
gonna
why
know.
we're here. It's not what it's about.
No. Another thing, the Spire in Dublin's O'Connell Street was completed.
I have that in my
Did you have that
notes
written
too.
down?
I have that in my notes.
So
as well.
what's your thoughts on the Spire in O'Connell Street? Because it divides opinion still to this day.
It's fine when
Does
you're
it?
lost, you know, it's right there. Who cares?
Fair enough. I can see it from.
Yeah.
good
I
point.
I feel like if you're going to get upset about the Spire, you're probably not much crack, to be honest.
Aye, like what are people?
I'll just scrap my next notes. No, I'm joking. I
No,
like
no,
it.
no,
I
no,
like
no,
it.
no.
I like it. I'm joking.
What are people divided?
I'm interested to hear what problem people have with it. Other than money could have been spent on something better.
I think that was the big thing.
That's
Oh,
all.
well, I mean,
Well-
actually, fair enough.
I know, but and then it was supposed to be self-cleaning. The whole thing about it was supposed to be self-cleaning, but then
What do
they
you-
realised it doesn't self-clean, so they had to
They just
They had to clean it.
they had to award a massive contract to have it cleaned like every month or something.
How to get dirty?
I take it back. I'm actually against the Spire.
Yeah,
How was it supposed to be self-cleaning?
I don't know. Maybe like we water filter. Or, I don't know. Don't know. But the whole thing about it was supposed.
I'm
to be
actually very
self-cleaning.
annoyed about it now. I'm going to go down to Dublin now and rip it down, to
And
be
then
honest.
there was actually something on the news about it recently, and it was mostly. It was just people giving out about it, going, they could have spent it in better things. Look at all the homeless people in the streets and then foreigners coming in. And, like, it doesn't take away from 2003. It was built. And then they're like, why don't they put a restaurant on the top of it? Just like that. They just stick a
Like
restaurant on top
one
of it.
fucking still.
Yeah, balance it. But, right, you sit on that side, you sit on that side. No, I wouldn't make it up to
Was it meant to inspire?
Oh.
No,
On my way home.
So yeah, the Spire in Dublin's O'Connell Street.
What else did I have written down? Post 9/11 world, first pubes. So this is all about. This is all about me.
We all have that.
A big thing about this type for me would have been like paying for ringtones on my 3310.
Wow, right. Paying for ringtones.
Mm-hmm. So most of them were about $2.50, and I remember one time, because I still feel embarrassed about this, that I paid £5 for the last ketchup.
Fuck's sake, and you're complaining about the price of the Spire, and you're out spending a fiver on ringtones.
But no,
last ketchup, was that the?
I said, yeah, it was grim times.
Do you remember the
fuck's that?
I said a hip to the hip hop. The two girls,
no.
It's not very
must
good.
not have made it out to Claudia.
No, I was actually living in Dublin at that time.
Where he must not have made it to Dublin then.
No.
So were you there when it was like the Spire?
Quentin was too busy cleaning the Spire. Did you ever hear that song?
I was living in Dublin when the Spire was being built and opened and all. And yeah, I liked it. I think it's a lovely looking piece.
How did we get back to the fucking Spire?
I don't know, because I was living in Dublin.
Because he said he was living in Dublin. But yeah, paying for ringtones was a really, really big thing. When you were like, so when I was socialising out in Carrigan's up at the Heights, that was a big thing. Like you'd nearly die if your ringtone like wasn't paid for.
Okay.
You know, if it was just like the Nokia one. So
it was a big social status
thing.
Yeah.
It was a big thing. Like if your ringtone was just the Nokia one or whatever when you had it, was like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
And it would have to be like a kind of current as well. And they usually about the end of magazines.
That's right.
That's right. You had all these number codes to text in.
You could put in.
Yeah.
They give you the code for the tune sort of as well, didn't they?
Yeah, there was that one as well. I think there became a thing where you could get them for free sometimes as well. So yeah, and the magazines were like our internet, but like on paper.
for the young ones out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So was there like somebody like always had the coolest ringtones?
Well, yeah, the kids that had money.
Yeah.
Because they just had them all.
So. Yeah. And like when you're hanging out in Carrigan's, you mentioned the Heights. Was that where like, you all hung out?
Yeah, that's where they hung out. If you were like actually in the village, which I didn't, but you'd come in maybe like once a week to be cool.
They get flour and milk.
No, we went to Derry for that. Just trying to think.
From the country myself, so I could slang.
I'm just trying to think what else. I suppose just like would have been wearing a lot of tracky bottoms. It would have been sort of I consider like the end of good dance music for me, because I grew up listening to like a lot of Ibiza dancehall classics. That was like my jam when I was a kid, and I feel like around 2003 this was sort of like the end of that good era. And I forgot to bring tonight. I was going to bring my Ministry of Sound 3 CD.
Oh, do you remember them CDs?
Annual, because the last one I had was from 2003. And for me, maybe it's just the age I was at, but like that, to me, that was the death of a lot of that music. Because after that, it became really kind of like happy hardcore, and sort of annoying. And then I started getting into like, one album that came out that year was Elephant by the White Stripes. And that was like massively
Wow,
important.
yeah, what an album.
That like really switched my head, because this would have been the year of me to stop listening to like, like, I don't know, Spice Girls or Britney Spears or stuff like that. Would kind of been the end of that, and me being like, no, I want angry music. So
cool. And a good album.
Yeah, it's probably the first album I ever bought that I still listen to, I think would be that one.
Nice. Yeah, still listening to it all the time, Michelle.
I also made my confirmation in 2003.
How much do you get? How many ringtones to be able to buy out of it?
I can't remember. I think I got like £100 or something like that. And because I remember somebody I knew had got £400.
Jeez.
There's always kids that can, like,
and everybody was talking about it. They were like, "Did you hear that?" I'm not going to say her name. Tax man to be after 21 years later. Or did you hear so and so got £400? No, that's too much. That's no way to be spoilt now.
Yeah.
100 spec, 400 too much.
400 way too much.
I heard she paid to get the Spire cleaned.
That was also a very big deal about what you wore to your confirmation, because when you wore stuff for your first Holy Communion, obviously you'd have to either be in a white dress or a little suit, but when you did your communion, it was like you got to wear your own outfit. You got to pick it yourself. That was a very, very, very
You
big
made
deal.
it yourself. You bought it yourself.
No, as in like you picked it out for yourself, but like it was a very, very big deal. And I feel like for me and a lot of other people, your most awkward photo is like usually your confirmation photo. So I had like these big chunky shoes that were about this size, and there was like Rachel from Friends was really in at the time.
Okay.
And you know those weird little I call them like train conductor hats.
I know the one you mean.
There was a lot of sore sort of fashion around the time, like low rise jeans.
I actually, that came up in my notes earlier. Yeah.
It's not a good time to be a curvy kid. Like
No, I never wore them either.
Everything was just really, really low rise and really, really skinny.
No.
Grim times.
So what about, like, was there many people, because I remember their confirmation, everybody probably shopped in the same shop. So like I looked at the confirmation photo recently of her whole class, and there was about 4 different there's about 4 different
the same outfit.
Yeah, it's just a row of girls in the front, like 6 of them all wearing the same thing, you know.
Oh, I remember mine. I actually wore a suit. I got like a wee small like blue suit. It was actually class looking, but on the actual day of the confirmation, then I remember going, and all my mates, like all my like boy mates, were wearing like jeans and like jackets, and like so I was raging. I felt like a pure dick. So I was wearing a wee suit and all. So I actually remember saying to my ma at the end of it, you know, Mommy, see next year, can I get like tracks or like jeans and all instead? She was like, Brendan, you're not doing it next year. That's
a one-off.
You fucking serious? I was raging. I still want to do over. I want to meet all my mates from P7 and wear the same clothes as these. These are listening, lads.
I think we should arrange another confirmation for you, Brandy. Where you can turn up in your wee jeans. And
let's do it. Do you still have to be pure religious? Because
I don't think we wear them either.
No bar.
I wore jeans to my confirmation.
And
a t-shirt.
Everyone did. I wore a suit because I was cool.
Yeah.
I look like an extra from Back to Future 2. Seriously.
Oh, okay. How much did you make in your confirmation? Do you remember?
Nowhere near 400. I know I can tell you that much. But there were certain. I remember people like there were certain like Waynes in my class who would like their man and dad would have took them like door to door. You know, that's his confirmation. Like, give me money, basically. Whereas I got like
around.
Door to door.
I swear to God, there's people who went around like the streets and been all like, "Oh, it's his confirmation." And people would throw in like a $5 or a £1 and all.
Can you imagine going door to door to people's houses?
Oh, I know.
People would be like, "What the fuck's going on?" It's so
they wouldn't even know what the door knock was.
No,
they'd be like, "What's it?"
You'd just be shouting out the window, "Fuck off!"
Yeah, ring me,
I used to go door to door with my cousins when they'd sell like the lotto for the GAA.
Yeah,
and I loved it just because I was wild nosy. I just liked seeing the insides of other people's houses.
Just peeking past them.
No, they'd usually invite you in because you were kids at the time, and you know, you just make a few pound off it. But it was great crack, just getting to see other people's houses and their weird smells. And
I love seeing people's houses still.
Same. Would you say you're nosy?
Yes.
Yeah. Same. I would never admit to being nosy until I read a thing that all good writers are extremely nosy.
You have to be.
And I was like, oh no, well that's all right.
Well, I'm very curious about people's living spaces. I think I just always have been. Like, I just love seeing how people organise their things or how they live, or you know, or how they don't sometimes.
And it's interesting you said the smells as well, because like every house has got its own
people's
unique odor.
Smells.
Sean sniffing.
What's my house smell like?
Rotten potatoes.
Kind of nothing.
Kind of nothing.
But I feel like when you get older as well, like you obviously like you lose your sense of smell depending on how much you smoke as well. When I was hanging out with my 6-year-old niece recently, and she was like giving me different toys of hers, and she's like, smell this one, and I was like, are they all scented? None of them are scented. It's just that like she's 6, so she can smell.
She could smell things
that I can't.
Yeah.
And I was like, R.I.P. my fucking nose. Like,
R.I.P. nostrils.
I can't smell anything anymore.
I feel like there's like a wee archetypal dairy granny house smell, and it's basically a mixture of like stew and fags.
Yeah.
Stew and fags.
That's just a wee smell that I people in people's houses. I'd be like, yep, that's the granny stew and fags. Yeah,
well,
that's it.
My grandmother didn't smoke, but my grandmother owned this house before I did, and sometimes like I come into this house now, if I'm out working or something, I come in and I smell the way.
Oh man, it's just bring you right back. Yeah,
yeah. It's like it's definitely nostalgic, like, and it's kind of nice. But then it just like evaporates, and then I'm like, but it just happens.
It's
like
nice that it just lingers from time to time and introduces itself.
Yeah.
You know what I think really took off around 2003?
What?
Buying candles as gifts.
Okay.
I think this was around this time. And also, I can't remember who brought this up recently. I don't know if anyone remembers these, but you used to get gel candles.
Gel candles.
Oh, they were so, they'd be see-through. And then, but you'd always end up like poking your fingers through it.
I know the ones you mean now.
Do it at a shop.
When you said that, I was like, oh, I know that.
Yeah. So like you'd just be in shops just doing that at ones you weren't going to buy, like when you were, but they were very, very uncomfortable, as in like just to kind of like look at.
It's weird.
Yeah,
Because they would just catch like dust. They were
just rotten.
They were really, really rotten.
Yeah, no, it's a good job they didn't last.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they scented?
I can't remember. I never seen anybody ever light one, ever. I'm sure somebody did, but it seemed like they were just always there to collect dust for like 2 years and then get put into a charity shop or no one bought and then binned.
What? I don't remember those.
I see if somebody
Remember
went.
I'm gonna Google
candles used to not be scented. You wouldn't dream of buying a non-scented candle.
That's mad, actually. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love a good candle. So do and Yankee candles.
Do you know I've got more under a good candle in recent years.
If you can't take a wee bit of time out of your day to appreciate the smell of a good candle, then what are you even doing? Simple as that.
You on fucking Gwyneth Paltrow's candles again?
No.
Brandy?
Really, it was
Yeah, right.
the final year of Witness as well.
Oh, I when Witness became
Oh
Oxygen.
my God, was that the final year of Witness? I was at that. The
There you
Darkness
go.
headline.
Hey, that
It was
checks
supposed
out
to be
'cause-
David Bowie.
It was supposed to be David Bowie, and they ended up with the Darkness instead.
Well, David Bowie went on for heart surgery.
Right.
Me and my friend Ezzy queued for tickets for Bowie when they first came out and got them. And then, like a couple of months before the gig, he had to pull out.
Oh.
And you got the Darkness instead.
I actually went to see Ocean Colour Scene when the Darkness were on.
You did right.
Yeah. I think I caught the last
I
10
like the
minutes of
Darkness.
them. I probably
Like
appreciate
what's-
them more now, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
In
Very
place,
good.
in place of Bowie, though.
Yeah, I know.
No.
I know. No match there. Like.
So that was the last year of Witness. That's mad.
Yeah, and then it became Oxygen after that.
It moved as well, didn't it? I think so. I can't confirm that.
Never been.
Used to be the
Tattoo were really popular. You know, the band. All the things you said.
That's
all
right.
the things you said.
Oh
They were
my
my
God.
favorite band. When
Where
I
were
was
they
at
from?
this.
Were they Russian
They were
or
from
something?
Russia. They weren't even real lesbians, apparently.
No way.
They made it. They made a
Lesbians.
good. They made a good show of it in the video. Anyway,
They
I
did.
thought they were. Fair play to them.
Your favorite band or your favorite song?
Favorite band. They had
they
an
have-
album. They had an album. It was
Yeah.
called 200 Kilometers
Is it
in
good?
the Wrong Direction or something like that. Was it good? I mean, 11-year-old me loved it.
Yeah.
Might be worth a listen.
They actually did a version of one of the Smith songs, and it
Oh,
Oh, they've actually went up now. They've went up on my expectations just by that alone.
yeah. So that was really important to me.
I'm loving the research you've done there.
They also represented Russia in the Eurovision that year
Okay.
as well.
Who represented Ireland that year?
Oh, I didn't look it up.
Mickey Joe Hart.
Mickey Joe Hart
Was
was
that
it?
Mickey Joe
That
Hart?
We've
was
got the world tonight.
We've got the world tonight.
See, this is what I'm
even know
talking
that.
about cultural. It was like such a grim time to be a kid. I think it was anyway. God bless him. He's from Donegal as well. So
He's a Donegalian. He is indeed. I haven't heard tell him since.
I think he's from Lifford.
He's a Lifford, doesn't he?
I think he is because his parents I think it was their house. The people used to like get out of their cars and look at their cars.
That rings a bell now to say it.
At Christmas, because I think they were the ones that had the big
All the lights and all.
yeah, and like it looked like a fucking winter wonderland out the front, and that used to be a big deal. And that's funny, like that's kind of gone away too. Like you don't like park outside someone's house now and just look at the lights out their house. Like
It's
that's
the price of electricity.
Well, there's a wee street in Derry doing that recently down.
oh
down
yeah, I know what you're
Shanty.
talking
down
about.
the racecourse
Racecourse
road direction.
Drive,
Yeah, that's right. They
That's
do
right,
it for
'cause
charity.
there's always like this one house that doesn't
No.
partake.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
they
my
didn't do it
God.
this year.
Did they not?
No,
they,
apparently-
Earhart did it.
People were like everything these days. People basically it just like people started to like. People were climbing over people's back fences. It was
Oh,
just fucking
people were
chaos
just
down
being
there,
fucking dicks.
pashing in people's gardens and all. So they were just like, "Nah, fuck it."
No,
People
they
just ruin
changed
everything.
They do.
They up the street in Earhart because we were up looking.
I heard it.
So it was actually quite nice. It was very nice up there. Like.
Lovely.
Delicious.
There was another Mickey Hart that year, 2003. Tyrone won their
Won the
first
All-Ireland.
All-Ireland.
Gaelic
I'm just going
manager.
to have to get that in, being a
Yeah.
Tyrone fan.
That's right, you're a throne man.
Yeah. I was living just right behind Crow Park that year. Like I was living Clonliff Road. So my bedroom was looking into the Cusack stand. So it was amazing because it was Tyrone's first All-Ireland. And it was such a big thing. My dad at the time would have said he just wants to see Tyrone won an All-Ireland
Did they
before he
play
dies.
Armagh in the final?
First time there was a final from two teams from the same province.
Right there.
But my dad's big thing that he wanted to see Tyrone won in All Ireland. He actually ended up seeing 3. But it was special to be living there at that time, and you know, everybody, there was about 20 people stayed in their house the night before, and yeah, it was class. Special memories of 2003.
Very good, hey.
In Drumcondra. 2003, Ebrington was gifted back to the people from the British Army.
Cheers.
That was nice of them, wasn't
Dead
it?
on.
Very good, there, hey. That makes up for everything else.
Gifted.
Gifted.
The lowest form of reparations. Here's your thing back.
Yeah, here's that thing we took from you.
Yeah.
And then now it's been given to the Ebrington Hotel.
It would be so funny. Imagine if I went to your house and I stole something of yours and then I give it back to you as I got you a present and you're like, you took this from my house, and I was like, you're welcome.
Yeah.
I hereby gift it to you.
I've got a present for you, Fenton. Dog Day Afternoon on DVD. I'll just get it for you.
Would you please? Yeah. That must be since fucking 2003.
2003.
Somewhere around that, Claire. Okay, so what about music and movies of that year? So we have a wee look at those.
I've got a wee list here, like I do. So we're going to go top 5 songs of that year.
Go for it, brother.
Number 1, My Man Fitty, Mr. 50 Cent.
Oh, yeah.
And the club?
And the club, yeah. Number 2, Ignition by R. Kelly.
Boo.
Exactly. Boo.
That was a good song.
It was a good tune, but separate the art from the artist, they say, but nah, fuck 'em.
Different conversation.
We'll get that in our
Way too big.
Yeah. Get Busy by Sean Paul was number 3. Sean Paul.
Oh, this is the really.
I couldn't remember the song, to be honest.
I was listening to it today because I put it on my Spotify, the 2003.
All right, enough. That would have been a good idea. Get Busy, but no, I don't remember it. But I'm sure if I heard it properly, I would.
If you hear the first 5 seconds, you just
the only one I remember
it's
Sean
really
Paul was him and Blue Cantrell. Do you remember that one?
No.
Anyway. Number 4, Beyonce and Jay-Z, Crazy in Love.
And Beyonce's still fucking
She's still pumping
out the chart.
Still looks the same.
Later.
Never really been a fan, to be honest, but hey, good luck there.
Yep, she's done well for herself.
And then number 5, When I'm Gone by 3 Doors Down.
Ah, yeah.
I don't remember that song either. And I know 3 Doors Down. When I'm Gone by 3 Doors Down. They were like a wee sort of soft rock ballad group, weren't they?
They had that Superman too, wasn't it? They had a song,
it was Superman though.
Right.
I remember that. It was a good song.
Or Kryptonite. That's what it was called. Kryptonite.
I'm not that naive. That
But some other songs that were out that year that were like big. Bring Me to Life by Evanescence.
Ah.
Yeah, that written down.
tune.
That was a big tune. One of my wee guilty pleasures here too. Sorry, I'll let you go back to that in a wee second. I'm With You by Avril Lavigne. What a fucking tune. That's a beautiful wee tune.
Just even hearing these are just bringing me right back to the time.
Of course you like that Skater Boy.
Hey. See you later, boy. Where Is the Love? Black Eyed Peas. Lose Yourself. Eminem. No Letting Go by Wayne Wonder. Do you remember that?
No.
No letting go, no holding back. Tune. Don't Know Why by Norah Jones. And it's funny that actually came on. That came on the radio, and I was on the way over here after me writing it down.
No way.
You know what I mean? And it's actually funny enough. It's the song that was playing when I proposed to Marianne there.
Wow.
Ago as well. Some albums out that year. One of my favourite albums of all time, Hail to the Thief by Radiohead.
What an
amazing fucking album.
Class.
Elephant by White Stripes, another one. Absolution by Muse. Outkast had an album out that year. 50 Cent. Room on Fire by The Strokes, brilliant album. Youth and Young Manhood by Kings of Leon, their second album, brilliant.
Brilliant album.
David Bowie again. He's one of these boys like him and Bob Dylan. Nearly every podcast we've done, one of them two boys has an album out.
Or Neil Young.
And Neil Young was another one too, yeah. And then you had like the Shins, Death Cab for Cutie, Snow Patrol, Linkin Park, all had albums out that year. So good year for music.
Good year for music.
I also had written down Cheeky Girls, Touch My Bum. I'm pretty sure that was that year as well.
How did I miss that in my list?
Because it has one of my favourite poetic lines of all time is, touch my bum, this is life.
That's very true.
I dare you to come up with something better.
No.
You can't.
No.
Never.
Also, I think it's an Electric Six Gay Bar and also High Voltage.
High Voltage.
I know.
Good tunes.
I had such a crush on the guy in that with the
wee mustache.
And everything.
He's up on the horse and all, like Theodore Roosevelt.
Like my little tiny 11-year-old brain was like, I need to kiss him or I will die. And also, I don't know, I'm going to skip to one film just for this, is The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Ah, yeah.
Not particularly good film, but when I was a kid, I really liked it. And there's a character in that basically looks the same as him. And the guy plays Dorian Gray. Yeah. I think I just liked guys that dress kind of like Victorian with creepy mustaches when I was 11.
Is that still a thing?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Another Paddy Casey, Living,
Oh, that
Oh
album.
my
Brilliant
God.
album.
2003.
Brilliant
yeah.
album. Saints and Sinners. All that crack.
Yes.
He's the dream.
Oh, on August 28th, 2003 at the MTV Music Awards,
The Kiss.
Britney Spears kissed Madonna.
Oh, is that one? The Kiss? Or is that what we're calling it?
The Kiss.
Full on snog.
And
But big thing at the
lesbianism
time.
was invented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was very important. There was no gay people before that.
No.
No,
No.
it's true.
No.
Right
First
up that
They
time.
It's
invented
true.
gayness.
I
Fair
think
play,
when was gayness invented? And it said 2003.
Madonna also had that album that year as well, American Life, because I got a bottle for my confirmation. It
She was in the cowboy hat and the jeans.
was really bad. It was like, I do yoga in Pilates and the room is full of hotties. Like she was rapping like,
Madonna.
Madonna shouldn't rap.
No, she's done a lot of great stuff, but no.
Don't rap.
That one wasn't one of them. Don't
Was that
listen
close to the time she did? Do you remember she did an Austin Powers theme tune as well? Remember that? No, that was
Somewhere
actually a
around
good
that
tune.
time.
No, that
Beautiful
was catchy.
Stranger.
That was really good.
Beautiful
I think
Stranger, that was a
think
good
that was
tune.
a wee bit earlier.
Probably
that was
earlier, wasn't it?
98, 99.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
really?
thinking sort of. Yeah.
Don't take me on.
That's all right,
Is
brother.
the Austin Powers that old? Oh my god.
Because Goldmember was like much later, and that came out in like the early 2000s, I think.
Yeah, it was Beyonce.
Again, I don't know. Beyonce, that's right there.
We also had Music in Mouth by Bell X1.
Ooh.
A couple of the Irish
See, I
ones.
didn't delve into the Irish ones too much. God forgive me.
So Much for the City by the Thrills.
Ah, Cheekers.
Another big song, and just as we were talking earlier about the war in Iraq, Rage Against the Machine, Killing in the Name of.
Was that out in that year
That
too?
came out.
How did that not come up on my list?
I don't know. I'm nearly sure that came out sort of in response to the war in Iraq.
Jesus.
Yeah.
There you go.
And the Christmas number one was Mad World by Gary Jules. Remember?
Tears for Fears cover.
Mad World.
Good.
Yeah. I love that wee
I
song.
only found out years later that was a cover. I thought that was his song, but it was the 80s one from Tears for Fears.
It was a while after that I found that out too, Brenda.
Did that get its re-release because of Donnie Darko?
Donnie Darko was 2001.
Yeah, that's
and
what
then
I
that
mean.
was
But, you know,
2003,
because
so
that
probably
that
come off
film
the
was
back
really
of that.
underground at the time, and you usually, you know, sometimes back in, you see, it would take longer for, you know, either to get that to go on DVD and then for that to, you know, have
Well, that's a good point. They didn't have that just
Cult.
they didn't have the
Yeah.
internet there. They
Yeah.
just
And definitely not like there's times now, say like even like the Barbie movie or whatever, that those songs are popular even before you've seen the film.
aye.
100%.
Oh, things change so fast.
Wild fast, Leanne. Wild fast.
You couldn't keep up.
What about movies, Sean? Is that all the music we've got?
Well,
Anybody
there's
else?
obviously more.
That and
but
V-Birds, but I don't think anyone apart from We Girls remember V-Birds.
V-Birds.
V-Birds, they were an
Can't say I do.
animated girl group that was part of the Cartoon Network music thing that they tried to make
Oh,
happen.
okay.
And it was like, we are the V-Birds, that's who we are. And like, it was only like 3.5 minutes long, and they kept releasing it as a trailer, and you'd wait and wait and wait for it to come on Cartoon Network, and they never actually released the TV show. So it was
Fuckers.
just this one song you were listening to all the time. And I'm still upset that I didn't get to see any episodes of V-Birds, and I was looking at the
As well you
comments
should
of it
be.
on YouTube today, and there's a lot of other women my age who are very upset about it still. Going, where did these episodes go?
It's disgusting.
Justice.
WTF.
Justice for the fans of
Justice
V-Birds.
for the V-Birds.
Yeah.
For the V-Birders.
V-Birders.
V for vengeance.
V for vengeance. Shawnee boy, what about movies? Movies.
Was a good year.
Is that it?
I'm going to start at the bottom because, Randy, I think me and you, this happens when we research. It's like they give you all the shitty stuff first.
It gives
And
you the
then you
most popular
scroll and
stuff.
scroll, and then they give you like
We're
big-
cool, so we don't like popular
big
stuff.
fucking movies.
Because
then.
we're cool as fuck.
And that's why I have like the big ones at the bottom. So Pirates of the Caribbean, the first Pirates of the
Yep.
Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl.
I'll allow it.
I remember that because I was in America and I got to see it first. Because remember back then, like things came out in America like 3 months before the UK. So
Yeah.
What were you doing in America then?
I had went over in 2001 for the Ulster Project. So it was like a cross community
So
thing.
before 9/11?
So yep, right before, because we came back and then that happened. That's September.
So you were back here when it happened?
Were you?
Aye.
And people,
Yeah, were
people
you?
can attest to that, can they? Okay, right, fair enough.
Because always remember this going through security pre and post. So when I went back over in 2003, it was a totally different experience. But so Lord of the Rings, Return of the King.
What a movie.
The third one?
Third.
Yeah.
Second
Yeah.
or third?
Third. Second was a 2/3.
Yes, of course.
Jeff Fenton.
Cleaned up in the Oscars too. Got like 11 nominations and won 11 Oscars.
Fuck.
Won everything it was nominated for.
Fair play.
Great movies. Matrix Reloaded and Matrix Revolutions.
They released the second
Yeah.
and the
Same
third
year.
at the same time.
Because they were falling
Same
back to back, so they just went
That's such a matrixy thing to do. Isn't it? Release the both films in the same
and
year.
that was the last two in the series. Because that fucking one a couple of years back.
Do you know what? I
We don't
never even
talk about
watched
it.
the last one.
We don't talk about it.
Okay.
Kill Bill.
Class.
Ah,
Great film.
Tarantino. Absolutely brilliant.
Second
Good
one
job.
was even better, but brilliant.
Freaky Friday.
Oh, I love that. When it came out, I was a big
That's class.
Lindsay Lohan fan when that was out.
She is brilliant, like.
Yeah.
Confessions of a Drama
I
School.
love that she's
or
having
drama
her
queen.
comeback moment
Yeah.
and everything. But yeah, I
So,
also love Confessions.
Apparently they're making a sequel now to that.
Yeah.
Freaky Saturday.
Freaky Saturday.
Born.
Hungover Sunday.
Monday and Sunday.
Melted Monday.
Suicidal Monday.
Weeping Wednesday.
We love to see it. We love to see it.
Bad Santa.
Class.
Had I mentioned, I love
Class.
it. Love it.
It's a good show.
It's
I don't know, I only
quite
seen
crude.
that in quite
very
recent
crude.
years.
Did you say it's
What?
quite crude?
Quite crude. Yes. Yes, it's quite
What?
crude. It is though. It is quite crude.
Don't bring your granny along to see this one.
I just-
It's
I think it's one of those movies. I don't know if it's dated well, but it's
No.
there anyway.
It's just Bowie Bob. Hey, it's
it was also.
pick 'em or leave 'em.
It's Tony Cox. He's fucking
Oh,
brilliant.
forget that. It's John Ritter, the comedy. It was his last film as well.
Yeah, I know. 'Cause it's,
He pure died
it's-
after that.
I know.
Pure night.
It's dedicated.
He
to
went off the fags.
And Bernie Mac too.
That's right.
died.
Big Bernie. I forgot he was in it.
Bruce Almighty.
I love that too when I
A
was younger.
film that I've never watched since and probably have no desire to. It really really
It's-
exists in that time for me.
I loved it.
I enjoyed it.
My wee tune, Avril Lavigne, I'm With You was in that song too, in that film too, just saying. Same. I even remember the fucking scene and everything.
Did you love Avril Lavigne because she was a skater girl?
She said, "See you later, girl." She wasn't good enough for him.
Is that what you give
No,
up?
I just like that song. I
Just
still like that
imagine
song.
you at like a spoken word night when like no
I
one
know.
else has heard the album yet, and you're like, "She was a skater boy.
She said,
See you later, boy." And like
"He wasn't good enough for her." That's a good idea. I might do that.
Come to the fucking.
I might
verbal
start
arts
doing
centre.
stand-up musings, but I'm just gonna go up and just read out songs like that and like say them pure serious.
Why not?
Just be like,
Come along.
Yeah, it'd be great fun.
That's a good idea.
yeah, let's do it. Tune in. You'll
Lost
hear.
in Translation.
You know, I've never actually seen that.
It's very good.
I don't think I've seen it since around that time, so I don't really remember much about it.
13.
Love that film
Never seen
so
that.
much.
What was 13 again?
So it's like a coming of age drama.
Never
Good.
seen
About
it.
Every
two-
mentally
Pretty
ill
dark-
little girl
pretty dark
watched
though, wasn't it?
was really
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
I've heard of it. I've just never seen it.
I never seen the first 12, so
No, it's quite crude.
is it quite
I
true?
think it's quite crude.
Yeah, that kind of irony was that irony, but it was rated like 15s because there was so much stuff on it that like if you were 13, you technically couldn't go see it.
No,
But everybody did.
Right.
And it was kind of autobiographical, wasn't it, for the Nikki
Yeah.
Reed?
Yeah.
Scary Movie 3.
They should have given up by that
Oh,
stage.
no,
now.
that's
was
the
that one with
best.
Charlie Sheen? And
Yeah.
I know I did actually enjoy that one.
I think it's the funniest one.
I hate them kind of films to be fair,
one
but
with
I
fan.
do remember enjoying
Not a fan
that.
of those films
Next.
Next,
Big Fish.
oh, I love
Fish.
Tim
that.
Burton.
That was class. That was very good.
was
Ewan
a great show.
McGregor, Ewan McGregor.
Hugh McGregor. Albert Finney. Mystic River.
Oh,
Big one.
what a
Clint
grim,
Eastwood.
what a grim show. Hey,
Yeah.
so good, but so grim.
Brilliant.
Sean Penn, Kevin Bacon, Tim Robbins, all the boys.
There's a wee movie I love. It's called Holes.
Seen it? Class.
Shia LaBeouf.
Out in the
Sigourney
desert,
Weaver.
digging
Never
holes.
seen it.
It's really good too. Yeah.
Really good movie. Definitely. I think it's on Disney Plus. Not that I'm sponsoring Disney Plus or anything.
Oh, if
Fuck
you are,
Disney.
share the wealth, Sean.
But
We're all
that's
in this
where it
together.
is.
It doesn't matter.
Or just get it on your Fire Sticks or whatever the fuck.
They're on the boycott list. Just download it.
Yeah.
That's it.
It doesn't matter.
I also had Bad Boys 2 written down as well.
Was that out that year?
Wow.
Classic.
Is that on your list, Bad Boys
What a
2?
show.
Nah.
Get the fuck out of here.
I love Bad Boys too. It's brilliant. Brilliant.
Uptown Girls as well was out with
Uptown Girl.
Brittany Murphy.
Murphy.
I love that. And Dakota Fanning. Again, I have to bring the girly side to
No,
all this. I'm here
I've
for
got
it.
it because I had Just Married down, which was also Brittany.
Oh, I used to love that too.
It was peak
Ashton
Brittany
Kutcher.
Murphy, I think, 2003. She was really doing well for herself then.
And you had Monster.
Yeah. Still haven't seen that.
Charlie's Theron.
So it's okay to say
get a wee
nothing
fright.
sometimes. You know?
No, it's not. You have to react to everyone.
Old School.
Class.
Great movie.
Talked about that earlier. Good show. We had a fucking barrage of rom-coms. We had a big one, Love Actually.
Oh, Love Actually was class too.
Good show.
Old Boy as well. It was a really good rom-com.
Old Boy.
A guy thing. Time of Love. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Some utter shit.
But yeah, that's a
fun
big
to
year.
watch.
There's a
Fun
big
to
year
watch.
for rom-coms.
Yeah. There's an amazing Lars von Trier movie that came out that year called Dogville with Nicole Kidman.
Never seen it.
It's
No.
it's brilliant. It's like avant-garde. It's filmed on like almost like a stage.
Okay.
It does have props and stuff, but the kind of rooms and all are just like mapped out on the ground, almost
cool.
like with chalk, that kind of way. But it's really good. It's worth it.
Worth checking out.
Everyone's like, that sounds class. I'm never going to watch it.
Yeah.
Very good.
I never heard
I
it.
really recommend it.
Like Lars, he doesn't make
You had Old Boy, which you said.
normal
Yeah.
films. Old Boy.
Yeah, the rom-com.
Was Old Boy the Korean one?
Yeah.
I've seen that.
Yeah, the good one.
That's very far from a rom-com.
We're not talking about the Josh Brolin American
No,
remake.
never seen that one.
And it is like one of the greatest, like what is it, like a single shot fight scene?
Yep.
That's
In a
right.
quarter. You had a couple of shitty comic book movies. X-Men 2, Hulk, Daredevil.
X-Men 2 was all right.
Yeah. It's okay. When you watch it now, but you're like, what the fuck?
I mean, you said you liked Bruce Almighty, so
And
let's not fight.
I didn't say I liked it.
Oh no!
I
You
said
liked
like
it.
that.
Sorry.
I just mentioned
I
it.
stand,
So
I stand
sorry.
by it as well.
You're like one person to me now because you're on the same couch.
We are one.
We basically are anyway.
And I'm just going to mention these for my own benefit because I love John Cusack. So, Identity and Runaway Jury.
Ah.
I love a bit of JC, not Jesus Christ, the
Jesus
John
Christ.
Cusack.
John Cusack or John?
John.
Big John boy.
Big John boy.
By John Boy.
Me boy, like.
Is that us for the movies? Have you any more to add there in the ad?
Intrigue.
Yeah, I think so. I'd written down 2 video games, though.
Okay, go for
One
it.
of them was Simpsons Hit and Run on the PlayStation 2.
Uh-huh.
Because that was such a good... I still play that.
I remember it being a big thing. I was sort of past that
still-
at the time, but I remember it being...
Still really, really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was he on a skateboard?
No, that was Simpsons skateboarding.
That doesn't make sense.
That was really hard. I didn't actually really like that game. That felt really hard. But Simpsons Hit and Run was class. Had loads of like stories in it, and every level you were a different like character, and you'd have like loads and loads of different cars. So you got to like drive around Springfield in all the cars that have ever been in the series. So you'd be in like the Mr. Plow truck, or you'd be in Malibu Stacy's car, or like.
How did I never have that game? That sounds class.
It was
I
one of the
love the
best.
Simpsons.
Yeah, it was. I think it was like it went platinum. Like it was one of the most
Jesus.
sold games.
Class.
And then Final Fantasy X2 as well for the PS2.
Oh, okay. Were you a bit of a gamer?
Yeah, when I was that age, this would have been the tail end of that. Like by the time the PS3 came out, I kind of lost interest.
done.
But I was massively into like Crash Bandicoot, Ratchet. and
Oh, I
Clank.
love Crash Bandicoot too.
Call of Duty came out that year too.
Yeah, I kind of missed sort of that side of stuff. Yeah, more no football or really kind of fighting games unless they were like a cartoon kind of
Yeah.
collecting boxes as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, Final Fantasy, loved those kind of games. So sort of the end of that. And also unrelated, Arnold Schwarzenegger became the
Governor of California.
of California. Yes.
That was mental, like.
California. Yeah, that was weird because it was. Do you know what? I feel like that was the start of the where like reality felt a bit like a TV show where you were like, how can this person that was in films now be the governor of something? And in this case, it was like relatively harmless, but I feel like that was our appetizer prep for like, you know, Trump becoming president or Boris Johnson or you know these kinds of things. Like the first time that happened, I think was Arnold Schwarzenegger become the governor, but it was just kind of adorable then.
That was...
Nobody was like, oh no, America's broken or whatever. It was just like, oh, it's mad.
I think he should get
I
the
hope you not
president's
like
job.
Big Arnie. Do you know what I mean? Give it to him surely.
Because he would batter Putin, like.
He would.
He'd bat their Putin. I want that as a soundbite. He'd pure bat their Putin.
That's my new ringtone. I'm going to pay a $5 for it. Bring, bring. He'd bat their Putin.
A couple of TV shows of the day. Okay, so
2003. What was happening? In
right, so the final episodes of Dawson's Creek and the Buffy the Vampire Slayer took part that year.
I loved Buffy.
You were a fan
was
of the
class,
Buffy?
So did I.
Yeah, not the other one.
No,
I don't think I've seen Dawson's Creek.
I loved Dawson's Creek, so fucky.
Buffy was the shit. I loved Buffy. And then they had Angel too.
We're all just fighting over who's a cooler child, really.
Okay, you won.
I don't think any of us won. I paid $5 for a ringtone.
I wasn't a child then.
Shit me.
I suppose it was me.
And what were you watching between the two?
Neither. Peep Show came out that year.
I was going to say Peep Show. I was thinking
you were
about it around
watching
that time.
grown-up shows?
Yeah, Peep Show.
I didn't get to that till much later, I think.
Well, I
I'm the
love it.
same.
Love it.
I didn't
One of
watch
the
No, but
funniest
it's a great show.
Yeah.
I didn't
It's very
watch that till I
crude.
was in uni.
It's a very crude.
Very good.
It's a wee bit crude, so does it?
Little Britain came out that year as well.
Little Britain.
Well, yeah, no year's perfect.
Yeah. Arrested Development.
Very good.
I didn't watch that until years later.
Same
Same.
as
But it
that.
came out. The OC.
Oh, I love the OC. Hey, I
Never watched
I
it.
loved me some OC
What
back
did
in the
that
day.
stand for?
Orange County,
Orange County.
California. Just
I
really,
thought it
really
was.
rich people in
I thought it was
California.
Ballymena.
That is
All right.
it's Ballymena, California. What do you want?
Orange County.
Orange County. Oh, I get you know. Yeah.
What did you think the OC
too slow
stood for?
Never thought about it.
If you had a guess before you...
It's impossible.
No, Orange County's just on there. But no, the OC was
Of
actually
course.
a really good,
Good show.
I don't know
It was
how we call
The
it.
other...
Citizens.
A big show on RT at the time would have been The Panel.
Oh, I loved
Darryl O'Brien.
Yep.
It was comedians on a panel show. It was really good. It was sort of the
Well,
first.
Colin Murphy was on every episode.
Colin Murphy was
think I
about to get
remember
to
that one.
because if anybody's listening, Colin Murphy will be playing in the Kosh on the 5th of April. Get your tickets. It's going to be a
Get
fucking
down there.
amazing night.
Sorry, it's like I already know you have notes. I'm just like, you're like, I'm getting to that, Leanne. Just give me a wee second.
You just prompted me. And also had Andrew Maxwell, Maureen O'Farrell, and Neil Delamere.
Yep, I used to stay up late and watch that all the time.
Yeah, it's a cracker lineup.
I said that to Colin Murphy when I met him, and he said, yeah, a lot of young teenagers who shouldn't have been watching the show always come up to him and be like, I used to stay up late and watch that. What else did I have? Oh, I think like America's Next Top Model was still a thing.
That was a thing.
Makeover shows were a big thing when I was that age as well, and you'd have like a lot of women that were about a size 4, 6 being called fat. Like that was a big
Jesus.
thing when I feel like that was peak when I was that age.
Aye.
Or like the Swan. I don't think the Swan came out to the year after.
And
Though.
probably not the fucking thing you want to be hearing at that age either. Like.
Oh, sure, no. Every young girl has a great sense of humour about
Of
their
course,
body.
yeah.
Of course.
But you just don't remember the Swan, do you?
No, what is that?
Oh, it was the most demented show ever. So like you'd always take like a very average middle-aged woman from America, and she'd just literally be really depressed and crying and be like, I hate the way I look. And they were like, right, so plastic surgery, makeover. And
I do remember it now.
there was this one particular scene that's like seared into my little baby brain, was they take them in their underwear into the doctor's, and he has like a little purple pen, and he circles every single piece of fat on her body that he's going to take away, while she's like
Crying.
just circles all of it. But the big gimmick of that show was when they're recovering in the hotel room, they don't have a mirror, so they don't know what they look like. I mean, they could see their limbs and
So they do a big unveiling.
yeah, so they don't know what their face looks like. And they always look the same in the end. Like every single one of them's just had the 2003-4 plastic surgery face. So they get them all dressed up, and they take them down the stairs, and all their stylists and surgeons are all just like at the end, you know, like that part in Titanic where they have the dream.
Yeah.
It's like that, but really grim. And they take her down, and there's like this big there's this big mirror with curtains in front of it, and then they drop the curtains, and she's like when she finally sees herself, and she's like, I'm so happy. And you're like, she just looks like every other woman in the show after they get the surgery. It was a really fucked up
That sounds
show.
fucked up. Was there ever anybody going, oh, fuck's sake, I like myself the way it was. I want that back.
No. They always were convinced that this was going to be their new life after this. And it would be sad because like sometimes they'd interview their husband, and he'd be like, I don't know, whatever she wants. You know, like he kind of really wouldn't care.
Yeah.
Why did you call it the Swan?
Because it's makeover, like the ugly duckling becomes the swan.
Oh, Jesus.
Leanne didn't name it.
What did you call it the Swan for?
I was on the fucking board, that's why. So yeah, I feel like that was the beginning of like loads of diet, you know,
That was the start of that.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Coupled with low rise Jane Hill. It was
Not a fan,
it's
yeah.
bad
You know.
time.
So those are the ones that were worn down here, was it?
Yeah.
I'm not being stupid. Just
No,
sorry,
they
just
were.
about- yeah.
So like think
Britney
Christina
Spears.
Aguilera as
Yeah.
well during that time. Yeah,
God.
Christina Aguilera would have been still really big. Justin Timberlake as well
That's right.
JT.
during this time.
Big JT.
So there was another show that I absolutely loved through the years, and it was supposed to finish up that year, so it was Only Fools and Horses. Do you remember the episode? Did any of us watch Only Fools and Horses?
Not
or have you watched
religiously.
it?
Seen
Tapped on
episodes
them,
and episodes, but never.
So there was an episode where they find, like, so this time next year we're going to be millionaires was always the thing through the 10, 20 years it was
yeah.
on. And then the big finale was that they find an antique watch and it goes for like 7 million, and they walk off into the sunset, and like the sunset goes all cartoony and stuff. And I was like, the most perfect ending ever. Then they fucking brought it back by 2 years later, go and made a balls of it. Like.
Some things just leave them as they
Should have
are.
left it at that. It was the perfect ending. Glad to get that off my chest now.
It's okay, Phantom, we got you.
Thanks.
Okay.
Hey, do you remember anything about the TV series Cabin Fever? It was an Irish TV show.
No?
So contestants had to stay upon a ship, and it would sailed around Ireland, and they had loads of tasks. No, it gets worse, Leanne.
No, this isn't
It
right.
sunk off the coast of Donegal. It hit Tory Island, and they had to be rescued off the boat.
No.
Swear
Never
to
even
God.
heard of that thing, no.
Yeah.
Sorry, that sounds like kind of the best thing ever. I know that it's already happened in the past, but it's on my bucket list now to travel back in time to be on the TV. So did it only go on for the one season then?
So it only went for the one season. So, but apparently they were all out the night before, including the crew.
Obviously.
And they were all hungover, they were hammered, and the captain went home with some piece of machinery that would have kept them out of the
So
rocks.
you're going to say something else there?
All right. And they ended up just at Tory Island, hit the rocks, and it just started sinking. They had one person swam to the shore, and the rest had to be airlifted.
Was this on the show? Can you watch this now?
It was on the news, so you'll be able to
It's
watch.
definitely on YouTube.
Yeah.
When the final episode's just the news. Oh my god.
good.
That's my favorite nugget of information now from 2003 that I had no idea about. That's amazing.
There you go.
Cabin Fever.
Cabin Fever, check it out, yeah.
And so the premise was just that they were like, did people get voted out or?
Yeah, it was all that sort of crack. I don't remember a wild lot about
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
They never got that far. They all sunk.
But
Yeah.
did you watch like the first episodes? as
No,
they were
did
coming
a
out?
fuck. I just remember it
Never.
happening.
Okay, right. That's mad.
Yeah.
Did they get a makeover at the end?
They did.
They were all after they rescued them off the boat. They just put circles around their
Yeah.
fat area.
And then they realised, fuck, we rescued an actual swan.
They were like, that swan really needs to go on a fucking diet. The shape of it.
That shame of a swan. 2003, also Friends. The big news come out that Friends was coming to an end. The TV
Right.
show.
Didn't actually end that year, though.
Just in case.
So the TV show. After this
weren't allowed
year,
to be friends
there will
anymore.
be no more friends anywhere ever.
Everybody's on their
Everyone
own.
either has to be related or going out with each other. Or working together.
No more Friends.
There are no more friends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they all went down the boat. So I think that's us for 2003, guys.
Woo! We can't.
Very
We'll clap,
enthusiastic.
we'll clap, we'll clap.
Yeah.
So thank you very much, Leanne. You've been a
Thank you.
splendid guest. We really enjoyed it. You're looking at your notes now to see if you've anything else you missed, haven't
No, I think that's
I was trying to read your notes earlier and I'd seen something about new English words. Was that a thing?
Oh yeah, but
I'm very curious. What is it?
I don't know.
Is this
because
stuff that's added to the dictionary?
you? Leanne's like, I don't know. They're my notes, but I don't know.
manscaping was one of them, and binge watch, which I thought was a bit early.
I thought both of
Really?
those things would have been a lot later.
Yeah.
There you go.
And one of them was electronic cigarettes. So I don't know. I don't trust that.
Do you know what? It fucked me up last week too. I was coming out with stuff.
Outlandish claims about.
So that's why.
years.
That's why I didn't bring it
Electronic
up,
cigarette is two already
Oh, but you
existing
know what
words
is on it?
just brought
On
together.
Friend.
On friend.
It all comes back. It's all.
On friends.
But again, I think this feels like a lot later.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. So I just have a wee run through of your tour dates.
Yes.
Okay, so Leeann Toland, Thranafesto, again, love the title. So if you're down around the Dundalk region, 4th of April in the Spirit Store, Black Box in Belfast on the 30th of March, and Brickworks in Derry on the 28th of March.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Brilliant. And we have Colin Murphy in the Kosh on the 5th of April.
Woo.
I keep forgetting to get wee plugs in. I plug other people, I keep forgetting for them, right?
Plug your own shit.
Plug your own shit.
You know what I mean?
So, everybody, thank you very much. Brendy, thank you.
No bother, hey.
Sean, that was lovely.
Pleasure.
And again, Leeann, thank you very much. That has been Mind the Time 2003. Check us out on our socials, all that crack. Good luck, everybody, and good night.
Thank
See
you.
after, hey.
Bye.